Uber You, Tales of God, Love, Money, and Sex. Written by AbuHuraira Z. Abdelhalim. Narrated by Justice Wright. First, the driver. The ideas of my stories and the stories of my ideas. Here at the cliff of a downhill, at the sunset and at the cliff of time, closer to the gardens with no shade, we do what the incarcerators do as well as the jobless do, nurturing hope. Mahmoud Darwish. Nurturing hope is what keeps us moving, and life is not something you can predict. It has its own way of taking one from one situation to another, from one day to the other. One day you feel like a millionaire. The next day you feel like you are a very poor, broken person with a broken heart, and between these feelings rests the hope on the boat of oneself. When good is bad, beauty is ugly, evil is love, and when a Christian priest is a pedophile rapist, a Muslim imam a killer, Jew Cohen a thief, and religions are just institutions for high-privileged people to get more money and power and more influence by cheating the poor and telling them it is God's will, while it is their own will. It has nothing to do with God. Everybody during the day or at a certain time acts like an imam or a priest or a Cohen, while during the night of their moment they are just human beings who act like everyone else, mistake after mistake. There is a moment when they get into their secret life. A good husband becomes a cheater. At that moment, a good wife goes out and sees her lover. And that certain moment of the naked truth, you will see all the people naked of their masks. That is the center of my observations, talking to the people as they are with no masks. By nature, human beings are always trying something new or different. They need change like seasons. They have their summer and winter and spring, too. It doesn't matter. Something that can change one's life, or at least change a situation from a certain point to a better one, or a worse one, or in between. As always, somewhere in the middle rests the trying, and that which keeps one moving throughout difficulties and normality alike. Under a financial pressure and a huge amount of debt, I have decided to take a second part-time job as a share ride driver using modern technology in my car for about 6 months for the new emerging company that uses high-tech as a tool to connect riders with drivers through a smartphone application. There are plenty of them. The famous one is called Uber. The new verb emerged immediately. You can say, I will Uber, or I am Ubering, and an innovative word has emerged and enters the dictionary of millions of people as part of their daily life. From my background working as an IT engineer, I like the app and the idea. But not everyone is lucky enough or working hard enough to become the next Steve Jobs or the next Bill Gates. But at least I am witnessing the advanced tech history emerging. My idea is instead of using more debt and credit cards, I have decided to use this job as a credit card issued by me. I am the bank for it with no interest rate except only for my hard work. I believe I have developed my own concept, instead of digging more in the well of debt I have fallen in. I have decided to add more sand of extra cash to get out of the darkness of debt and restructure my debt so that I can buy airline tickets in cash to go see my family and save some money. It has been working for some time, and it is very difficult to do it for a long time. One needs to drive long hours during the evenings after work, and during the weekend, especially overnight, to make some reasonable money. After I have listened to so many stories, directly or indirectly, consciously or unconsciously from writers, I have been inspired by some of the deep stories. I thought about telling them from my own fictional approach as part of so many conversations, or merely as an observer, or as a debater interacting with writers from my background and their background, which will often lead to a mix of ideas. The way I tell stories and how all these conversations translated and interacted with my own background allows them to be told in a certain way. Whatever stories they are, they still touch some part of us as a human being, with fear, anxiety, love, and hate. I am not going to tell the exact stories or the actual names of the characters of my stories. I don't remember any, but I will try to put them in a dramatic, fictional work and let the character tell their story with love, family, financial crisis, sexual exploits, job pressure, and so many other things in our daily life. The most important things people are talking about in my observations are jobs, money, debt, love, health, crimes, family matters, human suffering, and food. When the sun of Friday goes down, the testosterone and the progesterone, or their mix, go up in a city boiled with nighttime love seekers, females dressing their best and leave the best part of their sexiest bodies out, which makes the boys boil from within, while the boys come with cash or hope and some heroic stories to impress, while intoxicated or not, or on drugs. No matter what, the goal is still the same: to find someone cute. Someone can change their life that way in daydreaming. A queen looking for her king, and a king looking for his queen, not in a 19th century palace, but in a nightclub or a bar. Everyone is carrying a shoe of the future mate and trying to find out if the size of love will fit the size of the other shoe. It is the same idea, except the size of love is dreamier and more unrealistic, and there is no exact size that fits the shoes we are carrying around, looking for its pair or for love, or to be loved by the opposite sex, or the same sex, or both ways. Most of the time,